Hello, this is Jack from teachingeslonline.com. Now, in this video, you're going to learn how to use Keynote to record presentations. So I'm sharing my screen here, recording my screen, and I'm just going to go through some of the basic options of using Keynote, and then mainly how to put audio to a recording, make a presentation, and then use that as a video file. So I'm actually using a template on my other channel for English language learners, and this is just a lesson I made a couple of years ago. So I'm just going to show you some examples of what you can do. Now, I made this image and use this as my background, but using Keynote, it's very easy to use different types of background images and stuff like that. So you can change the master here to choose a different type of format, but this is the format I like to use. And when I have a format that I like, all I do is click File and then duplicate it. So then I just go in and edit it to the new presentation I want to make. But there's just a couple of things to show. So these are the kinds of files or slides that I like to use, like a headline one, then a picture and text, and then the other one is down here, a bullet one. Now I'm actually just going to bring this up to make it easier for me. So you can see you can just change the order of slides very easily. So just a quick overview. You have all the slides down here that you can see. Okay, you can add slide, but again, I like to right click and then duplicate it, so then it just keeps all the settings there, especially if you're creating similar slides. Now, when you're creating your content, you're going to use stuff up here like text, shapes, media. You can just drag things on. So you can drag images onto there. And there's a few things you can do with the image. So you can style your image over here. You can do lots of things. But I'm not going to go into too much depth about this, because this is where you can have a little play around on how you want your slides to be formatted. But what I'm going to mainly focus on is how to record your presentation. So if we just go here, the last thing I want to show you is the animate button. So you can see here we have bullet points, and maybe you want to bring these bullet points in slowly. So bullet point 1, bullet point 2, etc. This is where you can add an effect, or we'll just say appear, and delivery by bullet. Now you can preview this at any time, so it's going to show you what that is going to look like. And you can control when they come in as well. So that's just something to look at when you're thinking about recording your presentation. Now to record, we go over here to the document, okay? Click audio. I'm going to clear that because I've already done this before, and then click record, and then you're going to see this screen here, okay? Now, the record button's down here, and know that if you make a mistake, you can think about how you can edit this in video software at a later date. So usually what I do is when I'm recording a presentation, I'll go through it. If I make a mistake, I'll leave a gap in the audio so I can easily see where this gap is and know where I need to make cuts. Now, when making cuts, you can use things like Final Cut Pro, which is a premium software package, or you can use iMovie. So you'll be able to make cuts using iMovie too. So I'm just going to exit that 1 second and start with my title. Click record again, and this is what I see. So what's really interesting is you have your current slide, but you're also going to see what's coming next. And I love this interface. I find this interface so much better than most online presentation software, because it just gives you the ability to then see what's coming next, okay? So if I click record, it's going to count down. 3, 2, 1. And now we are recording. At any time, you can click pause. So you can pause it and unpause it. So that's going to affect your recording. Now, it's a good idea to think about keyboard shortcuts here, because that is really going to help you. But the arrow keys are key. So if I click right, this is now what is showing on the left hand side. Current slide 2 of 41. I don't have enough money. Okay, this is a lesson we talked about money. Now, if I click again to the next slide, this is when building in those animations is really going to help you. Because if you didn't build in the animation, then all those bullet points would be showing now. But again, talk about splitting the bill. Okay, can I get a check, please? And then you're going to see what's coming next. Big difference in the US is tipping. And if it's not showing, just click the arrow and it's going to show. You tend to tip 20% here, etc. You have to do it. So this is a way to record slides when you animate them. Now, this is another thing that you can do too. Now, you can see here, I have a fill in the blank. So when I show this as a presentation, I can say, I can't something it. I can't afford it. So therefore you can create two slides, duplicate them, and then fill in the blank when you're using it. Now, when you finish recording, click that button here and then exit out. Now, this has recorded your slideshow, and then this is what you need to do next. File, export to, movie. You can do it in different ways as well. You can export the images of the slideshow as a PowerPoint presentation, but what we want here is a movie. Then click 1080p, which is going to be higher quality. Next. Okay, then go, let's just say it's a new English lesson, money lesson, create, talking about money in English, export. And that's going to create the movie. Now, if it's a longer presentation, it's going to take longer, okay? And I'll just say, as it's creating that movie, there are a couple of other things you might want to do when it comes to editing the video. And this could be to change the audio, so to improve the audio quality, or it could be to change the video quality, like the color of the video that you have. So this has exported the lesson. I'm just going to show you a couple of things here in editing software. Now, again, it's a little bit limited when it comes to iMovie in terms of what you can do, but I'm sure you can do cuts, okay? I'm just going to close that down. So just an example of a cut. Let's say you made a mistake here. You can cut it here and cut it here and then delete that part. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to cuts. And then over here, I'll just show you very briefly, you can change the volume. So if it's too low, you can up the volume and you can see that's moving up and down. That's just the basics of what you can do with that. But before you export it properly, upload it to YouTube or to Vimeo, wherever you want to use, you can make some changes. So don't feel like you have to give the presentation in a perfect way in order for it to be released. So that is an overview of how to record presentations in Keynote. If you found this useful, then please like and share it, and go to the description to get more resources and videos and tools to help you teach online or work online in any kind of way.